again, everyone. I wanted to take a few moments and show you how to set up your temperatures lab report using using OpenOffice Writer. This is the program that you're going to use if you don't have Microsoft Office on your computer, so that means you can't use Microsoft Word. If you don't have either of the programs on your computer, go to my message board and please read the instructions and download OpenOffice Writer. Okay, so this is the Writer program, and it's the free version of Microsoft Word, so it looks very similar. What I've already done on here is started my lab report. I've put my heading, my purpose, hypothesis, materials, and procedure, and now I'm ready to include my data. Now, of course, yours will have an actual answer or a written section for each one of these parts, but in order to make this work, I wanted to just kind of show you how to set this up. So at this point, you've already completed your data collection, you've done the lab, you have all your temperatures recorded. So what you're going to have to do now is create a table to display that data. And what I'm going to do is go to my data that I recorded, and I'm just flipping through my notebook to find it. Alright, now I have the data that I wrote down during my lab. In order to create a table, I'm going to put my cursor where I want the table to go, and that's going to be down here under the data section. I'm going to go up to the top, and under Insert, I'm going to click on that and scroll all the way down till I find the word Table. Now, it's going to open up a window. You don't have to give it a name, just leave it as Table 1, that's fine. The number of columns that you're going to need, well, according to what I recorded in my notebook, I'm going to need 4 columns. One column for the time and temperature for the water bag, and one column for the time and temperature of the syrup bag. So that's 4 columns total. So I'm going to hit the up button to change this to 4. And the number of rows, well, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to choose 5 to start. If I need more, I can add more. And then I'm going to click OK. And what the computer does is it automatically puts a table in there and has it all set up for me to type in. Now, in order to make my table look like the one that's in your textbook, I'm going to create some headings here. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to go across the first row and I'm going to hold down my mouse button and highlight all 4 of these columns, just the first row. And what I want to do is I want to make this one box instead of 4 boxes so that I can put the title of the chart in here. So I've highlighted all 4 boxes. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go up here to the word cell. And what I want to do is I want to merge these 4 cells into one. So I'm going to click on Cell, Merge, and it's going to take the lines off of the boxes and create one big box here. And so then what I want to do is I'm going to go up here to the top and I'm going to center my words so that they're right in the middle of the box. And that was just this button right up here where I can choose how I align my words. I chose the one that says centered. And this is going to be the hot water beaker. Okay, so I can type right in there and it looks nice and neat because I centered it. Now, I need a way to describe the information for the water bag and the information for the syrup bag. So I need to split this row into 2. Since it's in 4 boxes, I'm going to highlight the first 2, right click, go to Cell, Merge, and now I have one big box. I'm going to center again, and this side is going to be for the water bag. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing to this side, highlight both squares, right click, Cell, Merge, center it again, and this will be my syrup bag. Alright, now I can leave the next row, the boxes just the way they are, but I do want to center everything, so I'm going to highlight the rest of this and click the center button. I do that just because I like it to look nice. You're not required to do that, but you know, it does make it look kind of pretty. So now I'm going to put here the time, and this was in minutes, and the temperature. There we go, it already filled it in for me. Whoops. Temperature. and this was in, I'm just going to put the letter C here for Celsius. And unfortunately, it gives me a copyright symbol. Let me see if I can do that again and not have that happen. Okay, I just have to click away instead of hitting my tab button. For the syrup bag, I also measured time in minutes and temperature in Celsius. Okay, so now what I can do is I can go ahead and put my data in, and I measured my hot water bag for 14 minutes. Remember, you measured every 2 minutes, you recorded some data. We needed a starting temperature, so we have 0, 2 minutes, and I'm going to use my tab button on my computer. It's over here underneath the escape button and the 1 and the 2, all the way over here on the side. I'm going to hit tab, and when I hit tab at the end of the row, it puts a new row in. So let me go ahead and put these in too while I'm at it. And then I had 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and I measured for 14 minutes. You may need to add more rows depending on how long you measured for. Now I can go back and I can add my temperatures for the hot water bag and for the syrup bag every 2 minutes. So I'm just going to include my data here. And of course yours is going to be different because your experiment was a little bit different than mine. Alright, and then I'm going to click over here and fill in for the syrup bag. Okay, now all of my data is filled in and my table is complete. This is the one for the hot water beaker. Now I do need to make one for my cold water beaker as well. And what I can do, I'm just going to hit enter a couple times to leave some space, and I'm going to do the same thing. Now, you have 2 choices here. You can either go back and re-follow the same steps, go to Insert Table, and go through how to merge the cells again. Or, a little bit easier way, let's see if this works in OpenOffice. I'm going to highlight everything, copy, that's right-clicking and copy, right-click again, paste. Alright, now what I need to do is I need to make some corrections. This is going to now be my cold water beaker. My temperatures are going to be different, so I'm going to delete these. Temperatures here are going to be different as well. And I only measured cold water beaker for 12 minutes, so I can probably get rid of this whole row. I'm going to right click, and I can cut it. Let's see if here if I can delete row, delete. Okay, I just right clicked there to delete that row. So now I have a place where I can put my cold water temperatures in. Very easily, I didn't have to go back and retype everything. I just had to copy and paste and fix it. So then you just go in, put your temperatures for your cold water beaker, save your file, and then you're finished with making your tables. The next thing you're going to have to do is to create some graphs, and I'll show you in a separate recording how to make graphs out of your data tables. If you have any questions, please let me know anytime through email or by phone.